Welcome to the Career Whisper. I'm Andrea Kay, career consultant and author of the book, Life's a Bitch, and Then You Change Careers. Life can be, well, let's say, less than satisfying if you've been in a career for over 10 years or working for over 10 years and you still feel lost. Well, that's the situation that Mary wrote me about, and you may feel the same way. Maybe you've been working less years or longer, but you still feel lost. So today we're going to address that very issue. Mary writes me and says, I'm 32 and lost. I live in a small town in Kentucky, and there are not many career options here. I'd prefer not to leave my family, who's here, but I have no idea what to do with myself. She says she has a General Associates of Science degree. She's moved around quite a bit. She's been a tech support rep. She's worked for a credit card company. She's been a lab tech. She's been a receptionist. She's done all kinds of things. My problem is that I have no idea what I'm good at. Only 2 people in my entire life have ever tried to encourage me or get me to lean in a specific direction. Her psychology professor and her philosophy professor. Both of them said they enjoyed her in the class, and the psych professor even wanted her to switch majors, but that was many years ago. She goes on to say, I don't really have any hobbies, but I do enjoy genealogy, but it's just fun. And I wouldn't know, or it's just fun to know where people come from. And I don't see it as a career. She says, I like history and religions, but I'm not a religious person. The people around me who have never clued me in on what I would be good at. My boyfriend did mention once, a long time ago, that I seemed to enjoy and was good at teaching. I was a subject matter expert and trainer for a company, and that was fun, but I don't see a way to make that into a career. I was involved with the union at this company she worked at, she says, and that was interesting, but it also had a seedy side, and I don't want to do that either. The best part of that experience, this is really key, listen to this, was writing the grievances. I liked taking the information and putting a different spin on it to outwit the managers, but that wasn't very career savvy of me. Okay, here's what's hitting me, Mary. A couple things. First of all, you mentioned a bunch of buts. I do enjoy genealogy, but I don't see how I could turn that into a career. I like history and religion, but I'm not a religious person. I was a subject matter expert and trainer, and I thought that was fun, but I don't see a way to make that into a career. I was involved with a union, and that was interesting, but you get the picture. You go on and on. Every other sentence is yeah, here's something. Here's a nice little nugget. Here's something I learned. Here's something I noticed. But, so you negate every idea, every insight you have into yourself. You don't trust it. Instead, you say, other people. Nobody else has told me. Only 2 people have ever tried to encourage me, and nobody has really told me what I should do or be. So the 2 things that are hitting me is you're expecting everybody else to tell you what to do, and you're not trusting yourself. You're not even listening to this information that you just shared with me. So those are the 2 key themes that I'm noticing. So first of all, you got to start paying attention to you and forget that fact that you think other people are going to tell you what you need to do. And so step number 1 is, it's up to me. You have got to embrace that idea. It's not up to them. It's not up to your psychology or your philosophy teacher or your boyfriend or anybody. Although they can give you input, you need to weigh that input, but it's up to me. So Mary, first of all, accept that, okay? You got that. Number 2, commit to it. Commit to the fact that I am going to figure out what's in me, not what I want other people to tell me what's in me. So, the process of figuring out what would you be good at, what would you enjoy doing for a more long-term career is just that, a process. And I'm going to give you some ideas on how to start doing that with yourself. First of all, I want you to take a look at, she sent me her resume. you have sent me your resume, and there are a medley of things. You weren't kidding when you said you've done a lot of things. Don't worry about it, but yeah, you've done a lot of things. You're all over the place. But I want you to go through all those jobs, and I want you to look at what you liked, and I want you to write down, boy, I really enjoyed when I was working with customers. I really enjoyed training and teaching and putting together the information that I was going to present in a training session, whatever it was. Go through each of these jobs and write down what you liked. And then I want you to go back and say, here's what I didn't like. Here's what I never want to do again. Here's the stuff that bored me, annoyed me, whatever it was. Okay? What you liked, what you didn't like. That gives you some data. Because at this point, what you need to do is just get some data and work with it and figure out, what it is you can glean from the past roles that you've had. Now, that's step number one. Now what I want you to do is go back and look at and think about all the things you've done in your life, some of the things you mentioned that you did enjoy, like history and religion. Were you ever doing anything with that? Were you ever involved in that anyway? And did you do something? Did you teach? Did you, what was it that you have done when you think back, entire life, not just career and jobs? What have you done that you've enjoyed, you got great satisfaction from, and there was some kind of result? And I want you to write a little paragraph that says, I really enjoyed the time I was teaching that class on how to use whatever you were teaching them, that training class you had, the subject matter expert class that you had, okay? So I want you to write down that in a paragraph. Here's what I was doing when I was really enjoying that situation. Here was the result. And then I want you to analyze that little paragraph you just wrote down and say, here were the skills, here were the talents, and here were the abilities that I was using when I was teaching that class. I was organizing, I was planning, I was communicating, I was presenting, I was analyzing, I was persuading, whatever it was. Write down the basic verbs that describe what you enjoyed doing. So I want you to come up with a bunch of those examples. I know you've got more. You said, I really enjoyed when I was involved with the union. And I like you said the best part of that experience was writing the grievances. So write that out as one of those things you enjoyed. And again, what did it take? Writing skills, obviously. Probably a little research, communicating with people, asking questions, holding conversations. I want you to write all that out. So after you've done that with at least 6 things that you've enjoyed doing, then I want you to pick out of that list the top 6 things you enjoyed most. And those are going to be your top 6 strengths, skills, most joyous skills. That's what I call them in my book, Life's a Bitch. The things that you find great joy using, doing, and you're really good at. That is going to be the foundation for what you do next. So that is your homework. Go back, figure out, based on what you've enjoyed doing, what are those 6 top skills that come up over and over again when you start seeing patterns, okay? That's your homework. Besides making the commitment to yourself that I'm going to figure out what it is I like, what it is I want to do by going inside myself and doing some exercises. So, those are your homework assignments. Remember, this is a process. The next steps are going to be looking at some other things. Like if, let's just say, you wanted to teach. If you wanted to write, what would you love to write about? What would you love to teach people about? But that's getting ahead here. I'm going to recommend that you get a copy of Life's a Bitch and Then You Change Careers. All the next steps are in there for you. But I wanted to get you going, and I wanted to get you in the right frame of mind, which is forget what everybody else says. What's in you. And that also reminds me, I want to tell you as well as everybody else about two important days coming up, November 14 and 15, this fall of 2008. It's my Andrea Kaye Career Change Boot Camp. It might be the perfect thing for you. 2 days that are going to take you through these steps with only 15 other people. It's already half full. So if you're interested, go to my website, AndreaKaye.com, to learn more. Let me know if you'd like to come and we'll talk. In the meantime, don't forget to do your homework. It's not out there, it's in here, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.